Welcome to another episode of the AniMoguls. I'm the magnificent Megabucks.
And I'm the totally tubular Tycoon.
Today we'll be focusing on the blonde guys of Disney. It's actually a very small list, so we focus on just 4 guys. Mostly because the other blonde guys like Prince Philip, Roger from 101 Dalmatians, and that kid from The Sword and the Stone that no one ever remembers, well, they're just not worth talking about. Anyway, Tycoon and I are going to start with Kristoff, our least favorite of the bunch. So let's get him out of the way.
Kristoff of Frozen. Well, my first impression of him was Moose Mason from the Archie comics, with the dumb personality to match. I mean, at least Moose was lovable. Kristoff's hairstyle, though, it just got me thinking Moose. What were your initial reactions to Kristoff, Megabucks?
Okay, so I was really disappointed by Kristoff, actually. I mean, I thought he was gonna be this badass blonde male character, which we don't really see that often. I mean, there's just not a lot of M&Ms in the Disney world, you know? Just not a lot of cool, angry blondes around. I figured it would be nice that Kristoff would be the strong, silent type. Maybe he would even be hot-headed and angry. What do we get instead? A guy who spends most of his days talking to a largely unresponsive moose. He has these delusions of grandeur. He's selfish, you know, but not in the slick, fast-talking way that Flynn Rider is. I mean, I got the same Moose Mason vibe you did, except that Kristoff was trying to be Flynn Rider, you know, where he's not interested in helping Rapunzel see the lanterns. In Kristoff's case, he's not interested in taking Anna up to the mountains to see Elsa. So, I mean, there's definitely parallels between those two scenes. It was actually kind of an insult to blonde people, because Kristoff is a very stereotypically dumb male blonde. He's thick in the head. I mean, he realizes at the very end of the movie, whoa, you know, I think Anna and I were this hot couple.
Yeah. If Kristoff was in a modern-day high school, I would place him in a clique with the dumb jocks. Even though he's more of a loner. Can't you just see him as a quarterback for the football team, though? Moving on to Phoebus, the captain of the guard, from the Hunchback and Notre. What are your thoughts?
Okay, Phoebus. Now, Phoebus is an awesome blonde character. You wouldn't think he had a lot going for him if you just looked at his hair. I mean, you know, the time period he's in, it's France, he's got this weird bob, he's got a slight goatee thing happening.
And I do want to point out that it's good to see a Disney character who's not evil, but he still has a stubble beard thing going on. It shows that just because you have a beard, it doesn't mean that you have to be evil, you know? And he even has a bit of a broken nose thing going on. But yeah, he's an attractive sort.
Yeah, I mean, Phoebus has this rough, ready and rugged soldier-on-the-go image that he maintains. He's quirky too, though. He's got this offbeat sense of humor, and he's got a thing for Esmeralda. The best part is, of course, that he's not afraid to show that he has a thing for Esmeralda. And it's really cool how he kind of plays Frollo, you know, calming him down on the side, while trying to get Esmeralda to understand that he's actually on her side.
And you know, Phoebus and Quasi, they have a rad bromance thing going on, after an initial rough patch. But then, towards the end of the movie, you know, he steals Quasi's girl, and to be honest, that worries me. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna continue their friendship after that.
In the abomination that was the Hunchback of Notre Dame too, some character played by Jennifer Love Hewitt, actually her name was Madeline. She shows up and she actually romances Quasi. And then Esmeralda is the one who has to feel the heat, you know, she's been friend-zoned this time and it's not fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if Esmeralda showed even an iota of interest in Quasi again, he'd drop that girl in a heartbeat.
See, the blonde situation is important because Esmeralda, being a natural brunette herself, is quite attracted to Phoebus. You know, Quasi, he's a redhead, so she's not really that interested in him, I guess.
And maybe the height difference plays into it too. Quasi, he doesn't have the best posture. Phoebus, being a military man, of course, stands up straight and maintains that upright posture. He's a stand-up guy, basically. You know who's also a stand-up guy? Good old John Smith from Pocahontas.
John Smith is a good guy, and yet, I don't know, there's something kind of off about him. I mean, I wouldn't say he's selfish or anything, but he's kind of off in his own world. He's here doing his thing in the new world, everyone else is wrecking the Native Americans' place, you know, that's all good with him, he's here to explore. He's here to uproot trees, eat corn with Pocahontas. He's not really looking at the big picture. At his core, John Smith is an explorer. He's a guy's guy. I mean, all the guys in Pocahontas are like, John Smith's so awesome, he saved Thomas. And John's like, carry on, men.
And John Smith, he kind of explores with the whole longish blonde hair look. It seems like he's going for a look that's similar to that of the Beast after his transformation from monster to human, but John pulls it off better. I think the Beast, when he turns into a human, his lips are pretty pronounced, so he comes off a bit less manly looking than he should have. That should have been fixed. That's your responsibility, Glen Keane. I'm disappointed.
Well, Tycoon, if you look at Pocahontas, I guess Glenn just likes giving his characters big lips sometimes. But back to John. John Smith definitely carries off that bob thing from the Elizabethan age pretty successfully. I mean, it really distracted me. If you look at Rogers from The Swan Princess, he and John Smith actually have the same hairstyle. Except Rogers' hair is gray, and his bob swings from right to left and back again. It's actually a really unmasculine look. But because John Smith is so butch, he pulls it off, which is very, very admirable. John Smith, he's heroic. He steps in, he takes charge. He's definitely getting all that blonde energy up in all of our faces. And Pocahontas, she appreciates that.
So, I know he's not a human being, but he is a Disney character. What do you think about Simba? He's a male blonde, in the most general sense.
A male blonde? I always thought of him as more of a redhead. His mane is a reddish-brown, auburn kind of color.
Well, yeah, but at least in his youth he was yellow.
Well, sure, I mean, the lightness of his fur as a cub, I suppose he was blonde then, but when he's an adult, he grows in his mane and it's definitely red. So I guess then Simba's got two hair colors.
You know what? I think Simba wanted to break away from his good boy image, much like the Beebs. So he decided to go for a more rebellious, I'm riding a Harley Davidson with the wind flowing through my long hair kind of look.
And just like the Beebs, he also got back with his sweetheart, which was Nala. With Justin Bieber, it was Selena Gomez. So I'm definitely feeling like Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez are the new Simba and Nala.
That's an excellent observation, Megabucks. And that concludes our segment on Disney male blondes.